Good morning, all of you. So today we'll discuss the numericals related to the capacitors and spring application. Then some work done by action agent in changing the configuration of capacitance, like increasing the separation between the plates of isolated capacitor, then capacitor circuit, then connected to cell. Then some related numericals will take that one. So first, previous class we discussed about the spring idea, no? So this one's like a force exerted by one plate, other plate. Here I am bringing the spring concept, spring also that one. So some mixed concept. This will be okay. Here is asking us to calculate this spring constant. It's not a resistor; it's a spring. That spring constant has to be determined. So read the once the question. This is a cell. There are two capacitors are there. Plate P and S are fixed, whereas Q and R are movable. This is a spring constant. Separation between P and S is equal to D. And this sentence is very important for us. Separation if the extension in the spring in equilibrium is equal to separation between the plates. Okay, we'll start the problem now. Okay, there's a so initially what is the length of the spring? Okay, let's have that one. Natural length L is telling in series. So I'll initially it's at natural length. I'll switch on the cell, then charge will get deposited on the. So initially you can say switch is open here or the cell is switched off. The natural length of the spring is L. So let's have one small diagram. So this will be okay. This is the P. This is S. This is Q. This is a plate. So this length is what equal to D. And this length is what equal to L. So initially, so we'll bring one switch like so. There's no elongation. Spring is at natural length. No deflection. Put x equal to 0. Spring is at natural length. Now the same problem. So here I'll close the switch. What will happen to the spring? So first a charge will come and deposit here. So let's assume that a charge will come and deposit. It will induce a charge minus Q plus Q and here minus Q. This will be a flow of charge in the circuit. Got it, no? Because of this charge deposited on the plates, electrostatic attractive force will act. P and S are fixed here, so they can't move. Whereas Q and S, Q and R are movable. So what will be the position of the plate as the plates are going to shift here? The plates are going to the shift. So here come like this. So let's assume that these plates are going to shift. I show like this. So now what was the natural length? That L will be there like that only, no? I didn't disturb you, see that one. So the spring got elongated, so call that is R. And what is the separation? So separation, let it be equal to A. Just a diagram. So once you get the diagram, no, it'll be much easier. This you put it. So what is the now electrostatic force will act here. I'll show that Q also. Charge Q minus Q. Q and this will be minus Q. There is a plate S. No, any electrostatic force, the spring got elongated, no? So in what direction the spring force will be? Total elongation the spring, let it be X. Then what is X equal to? 2R. So the data given, let me analyze here. So total elongation of the spring is equal to 2R. And he has given if the extension in the spring in equilibrium is equal to separation between the plates. What is the separation between the plates? A, we assumed it A. So this X is equal to A. This is given. So therefore this A is equal to 2R. I think over once if can make up this much. So here what actually happens here? There is a spring force will be acting like this. Kx. Then the other side there will be electrostatic force. Similarly, on other plate also should act. I'm just showing only on the plate R and Q. The other plate will be fixed to rigidly something. No, let's not bother on other plate. Other plate also force will be acting. Okay, let's come for some mathematics here. So what is D is equal to? Look at the diagram. D should be equal to L plus 2R plus 2E. And 2R should be equal to A, that one. So this will be L plus A plus 2E. So therefore this A is equal to D minus L by 3. Okay, this is the separation between the plates. So what is the capacitance of each plate will be now? C is equal to F naught A, you write it. Then what is the charge deposited? C into E by 2. Why E by 2? Because they are in series and they're having same capacitance. They're having same capacitance. Okay, fine. So what do you mean by C? Capacitance of capacitors. So this will substitute here. Q is equal to F naught 2A into E. Okay, this is about the charge. So what is value of A further? F naught A E 2 D minus L by 3. So 3 F naught okay, this is the expression for the charge. Okay, now at equilibrium. So it is saying equilibrium is telling. So let me use that word equilibrium. At equilibrium, so the electrostatic tactic force between the plates should balance the spring force. So here the Fe should be equal to the initial mathematics. No, at equilibrium, Fe should be equal to Kx. So what is Fe should be equal to Q square by 2A epsilon naught. K equal to this X is equal to A, no? We got it here. So substituting this value of Q, solving for K will get the required answer. We have to substitute the value of Q here in this equation. So call this equation so solving this, I'll write down later on you check the calculation. Let me go for next problem. F naught A E square by I think the diagram is very important. If you can get this diagram, it's over. So it's all about the diagram. You should manage through the diagram. This particular question is all about the diagram. Here, spring, what is this? This is spring force, this is electrostatic force. What is Fe? This is force of attraction between the plates, and this is spring force. Till now, they didn't ask any question on this with the capacitor. So possibility of asking, because again, the capacitor spring both are same. Capacitor will store electrostatic energy, the spring will store mechanical energy. Both are same. Both are equivalent here. That's why we are just bringing that one. Later on, some as we go for in the revision, no. So there I'll bring some numericals where like a electrostatic energy, electrostatic potential energy. This is the elastic potential energy. So the principle behind them will be same. So where all that K is there, no, you can replace with equivalent capacitor terms. Some numericals are there, so which are not there for advanced, but in Olympiad can be asked. So there in the revision I'll discuss now. Now they may not be important. Then the revision program will discuss few problems of that one. Okay, come for next. The two identical metal plates with area the equilibrium separation between the plates is D naught. These are the spring constant. This is a fixed one. I think he has given data like this. Find V in terms of find source of having EMF V. This is upper plate. So even you can bring one spring. Why we are not bringing one spring? Toppling can occur. No, that's why to take care that toppling idea, we'll go for this. Upper plate, no toppling. That also you assume. So don't think in that way. Because only one spring is done, it'll be very difficult for the spring to balance that plate. That's why the three springs are brought. The angular separation between the springs will be 120 degrees so that the toppling can be avoided. Toppling of upper plate can be avoided. Okay, get into the similar this one. So what we earlier we discussed, no? Initially, what will happen to the plate, upper plate? So I'm discussing about the upper plate. So the lower plate is fixed, no? Let's focus only on the upper plate. So this upper plate. Its weight mg will act and initial spring force call F naught. Call that as F naught here. So because and what is the state of springs? Springs will be like this, no? Okay, I'll do one thing. One diagram at least I'll show it. So this is what happens here. So that resultant spring force is what? We'll call that as F naught here. F naught S if you want it. So here first equation F naught S minus mg. Initially they were in that one. Now read the question. He has given some. The equilibrium separation between the plates is D naught and force constant of each spring is K. Then when a constant voltage source having EMF E is connected to plate, the equilibrium separation changes to D. What is the state of springs? They are compressed. The springs are compressed. And what is the separation? Let it be D naught. When I apply EMF, what will happen to this system? The separation will become equal to already it is having some compression. No, let me take like this. This is the. I'm just making problem very little bit simple. So the separation now will become equal to D. So now shall I say some additional spring force will act? So I'll write it F naught S plus this additional spring force, 3K XL, write it, then mg, then electrostatic force, because it is connected to cell. Once you can just break out the diagram, no? So once that, if you can break out that, the initial diagram, I think you can manage. So did the separation. I think that F naught S, I need not to bother, no? They'll be equal and opposite. So now, again they're in equilibrium. So what is the state of springs? Springs are compressed. There's a charge on them, plus Q. And the electrostatic force, Fe, will be acting like this. So let's bother about the upper plate only. So this is separation. Tell me, what is that elongation? What is that further compression? What is X? X is further compression. X is increase in compression. So now who will balance this additional electrostatic force? The additional spring force only. So that F naught S plus mg initial, because of initial equilibrium, it will get eliminated. So directly shall I write one equation? Fe is equal to 3kx, and what is X is equal to d minus d naught. I think it's over. Problem is over once you can do this.
D naught minus D naught, sir.
D naught minus d. So just be careful whenever that capacitor spring comes, no, that spring force. So depend, looking at the conditions given, no, you should get carefully. So once you do this part, okay, rest of everything is mathematics. We can manage. What is Fe? F equal to Q square by AF or not? We know all so many information. So I'll write it here now. What is Fe should be equal to?
It will be D minus D naught. D will be greater than D naught.
No. Just you better.
Okay, sir.
Think on it. Nothing is there. So this will be Q square by 2A epsilon naught. So what is Q is equal to? Q equal to capacitance into the applied voltage. This will be. So on this side I'll write it C into V. So this is epsilon naught A by D. So this should be equal to epsilon naught AB by D whole square by 2A epsilon naught. So what is the expression for electrostatic force? I wrote increase in compression. Finish short. This X is what very important. If you can get this, the rest of problem you can manage. There's only the basic idea. So this everything will become epsilon naught A D square by 2D.
2D square, sir.
2D square, D square. This I'll equate in. I'll put in this equation. Put 1 equal to 2. So therefore, what is the equation will become? Epsilon naught A 2D square should be equal to 3kx. So what is x? X equal to d minus d naught. K d minus d naught. So solving for this, we'll get expression for this is 6k d naught minus d by f naught a will come in the denominator. Okay, this is one answer. The part A of the problem. Now let's go for, it's bringing SHM. Just I wanted to, assignment also one problem I gave with SHM. So here also let's introduce the SHM concept. If upper disk is slightly displaced from its equilibrium position, and release. Calculate the time period of its oscillation. What about the restoring forces here? That force of attraction between the plates, will it be a constant or variable force? You have to directly look at the equation 2. Look at the equation 2. The equation 2, what it says, the force of attraction depends on separation between the plates, no? So definitely here what happen, as you slightly press this plate M and release, as you press this plate M and release, so the distance D will increase. The distance D will increase. The distance D will decrease. Then electrostatic force acting on the plate, force of attraction will increase. Okay, when you press like this one, the distance D will increase, this Fe will increase. So then, because of that, and look at the spring force. Spring force also will be there. So spring force will become greater than that, and it will pull it back. Let it be. See, it's not that Fe will. So here Fe will change, spring force will change. The resultant force will be upward. So like this will be oscillating. So we have to get the time period of oscillations. I'm going to the second part of the problem. That clear? So the resultant force, you can write it here only, that one. What about the, let me take this R. The distance D is variable, no? So the second part of the problem. Part B. Here we'll write it like this. So the electrostatic force F naught AV square by 2, let it be say R square, I'll write it. Then if I slightly depress it, R will vary, proportionally Fe will vary. I'll differentiate this one. So DFE is equal to minus 2 epsilon naught AV square 2R cube dr. Then how much I displaced it by distance dr. Then how much of additional spring force will act? The additional spring force will be 3K dr. Is that okay? I'm just making the things set up like this. And value of V naught, value of V square, we know it. Value of V naught, we know it. So what is R? R was equal to D, that one. Okay, now let's write equation. So now MA is equal to this is DF. No? So I think definitely they'll act opposite to each other. No, so they should be equal to minus of DFS plus DFE. Now substitute and solve it and get and show that it's like due to SHM. V, if you want, you can substitute that value here, and D will be R equal to D. We made it here. In fact, what is R? R equal to D, because derivative of derivative D not possible to write. No, that's why I made it R. So you solve it. No, this will be. I'll write the equation. There's no only calculation here there. Where all R is there, you can write it in the final equation equal to D. So MD by 3K 3D minus 2D naught. Okay, let me take the next question. No, one of the plates of capacitor. It's a very good, rather than question, it's a theoretical idea. which is very important for us. So what I do is one of the plate of the capacitor. So let me make this is fixed here. And I'm going to increase the distance between the plates. So one of the plates of capacitor is slowly pulled away. One of the plates of a capacitor is slowly pulled away to increase the separation from D to D by an action agent. Find the final charge in both the capacitor, work done by the action agent, and heat generated in the process. So what we are doing, I'm going to keep one plate fixed, the other plate I'll move. What actually here the concept behind? So you do one thing directly straight away, go for one isolated plate. I'll take you back to the problem. So let's do one thing. Only one isolated plate you take it. It's a charged capacitor. Initially it's having a charge Q naught, let us assume, and the separation is D. So any force of attraction between them, S initially, F1 force, and what is F1 equal to? Q square by 2A epsilon naught. Now what I do is I'll increase the separation. Who will increase? Action agent. Now an action agent will increase the separation to 2D. Now, what conditions will arise? It's isolated, so charge will remain as it is. Slowly I'll increase the separation. So action agent did work, no? For this capacitance. So earlier, what was the capacitance of system? F naught A by D. What is the capacitance of this system? This is the first, you write it 2. So the second case, capacitance will be F naught A by 2D, no? So let's calculate initial energy. U1 equal to Q naught square by 2C1. This will be epsilon naught final energy. Q naught square by 2C2. So Q naught square 2 epsilon naught A by 2D. This is some very important thing. So what you're noticing, U2 greater than U1, no? From where this energy for capacitor has come. Because what actually happens here, the next agent will pull the plates like this. I'm just going to hold the plates. I'll slowly pull them. Other side, the electrostatic force will be acting on it. So slowly from rest to rest, I'll move the plates. Then I increase the separation from D to 2D. So what I got is like the energy in the capacitor got increased. From where this energy has come, the mechanical work done by action agent got converted into increase in potential of system. Look at the capacitor, what it is. It is having ability to change the mechanical energy into the electrostatic potential. This is something very important. So now, sir, I'm more energetic. Can you store that your mechanical energy, your muscle energy? Yes, you can give it to capacitor. This idea is very important. What all I do problems now just revolves around this one. So work done by action agent. Mechanical work. Let me write that mechanical word also. Mechanical work done by action agent in increasing the separation between the plates. Increasing the tell me where it should go. It will get converted into increase in potential energy of capacitor. Increase in potential energy of capacitor. What energy? Electrostatic potential energy. So here you can straight away write it like this. So in books open they put mod of delta U. U2 minus U1, calculate here. So how much it should be equal to? Q square D by 2A epsilon naught. Why that mod I am bringing? Even if the action agent, instead of pulling them apart, let them push them from 2D, let him push it. In that case, he will do what? the potential energy got decreased. So where do that energy will go? That energy will be given to the medium. And this is the when we go for next week syllabus, no dialectic breakdown. There you can understand here the medium between the plates. What happens? That energy is utilized to polarize it. So I think at this level you don't go for that concept. Next week we'll focus on that one. So time being, let's only focus on pulling apart. Got the idea? So there's an isolated capacitor, work done by X agent in increasing the separation of the isolated charged capacitor. So why charge will not change? Charge must be conserved, no? You go for conservation of charge. So charge will remain as it is. Positive, negative. Charge will be conserved. So what quantity change here? Potential difference change it and the capacitance change it. Q equal to. So whenever you get any problem, no, look at this V equal to QC. Whenever you are going to make any changes to capacitor, what parameter of capacitor is being maintained constant? Is it potential across capacitor? Is it a charge on capacitor? Is it capacitance? Is what you have to search for it. We did so many circuit problems where C was kept constant, Q and V varying. Now what happened? We are discussing some problems where the Q is constant, C is varying. Next, I'll bring some problems where V constant, as I vary C, Q will change. Like that, you get all the related numericals. So first, what you have to make observation, what parameter across the capacitor is made constant. Here, charge is constant. So Q naught remains constant. Answer, why not charge will increase? I think law of conservation of charge will get violated. No, that's why this has to be assumed here like this. Now, take help of this idea. Now come back here. So that was isolated. No, so what I did now, both are charged capacitors. Then the separation of one of the plates I'm going to increase. Separation of one of the plates here. So let this be. I think so I'll begin like this. So these are these separation I'll increase. The other plate separation will be remain same, equal to D. Let's begin like this. So this will remain as it is, D. This separation I'm going to increase. Let me call it as X, where X I'm going to vary from D to 2D in the limits. No. Initial capacitance, let me call C naught. So what is C naught? C naught should be equal to, let me write here. Because area of cross-sectional plates, distance between the plates are given for us. Okay, now getting to the problem now. So he's asking to get the charge, all these things. Capacitance, like where the energy will increase, where the energy will decrease, like where charge will increase, where charge will increase or decrease. So this is needed, no? So is there any method I should follow here? So I'll say that let charge here increase here. So why charge should increase? Let it be like this. The other plate charge, okay, I'll show it here. Negative of charge. Here the charge is going to decrease. Q naught by 2 minus Q. Is there any mechanism I must assume? You do one thing, you assume arbitrary. Here for the upper plates, charge will increase. Here decreases. Solve it. If you get Q negative, change polarity. If you Q positive, what you assumed is right. I assuming that charge of this capacitor increases, whereas this you call Cx. Because it is a function of X, no? Call like this here. Okay, first they are parallel, or write KVL or what are other things are equivalent. So Q naught plus Q by Cx should be equal to negative sign. What is Cx is equal to? So here Cx is equal to epsilon naught Ax. So Q naught by 2. A little bit some calculations are there. So this should be Q naught by 2 minus Q F naught A, X I'll write it here. Q naught by 2 plus Q F naught A, D will come here. Solving this, I'll get expression for Q is equal to Q naught by 2 X minus D X plus D. The expression. So we'll calculate the final charge. Finally, what happened? The separation will become 2D. No, substitute x equal 2D. The final charge will be is going to become Q naught by 6. That one. So that the one equation one. Let me keep in this one. Okay, fine. So I just directly wrote. I'm able to remember some data. This is expression for charge here. Now we'll proceed here. So he's asking now the work done by action agent. So the action agent is going to pull this one. No? So in fact, what happens here? Electrostatic force will act on other side. And the action agent is going to apply force like this. On both the plates, since space now there, I'm showing only one plate. Or you do one thing, keep one plate at rest. The other plate, you pull it. So slowly I'll pull this plate so that the separation will become from D to 2D. So how much of force I should apply? I should just apply force equal to L2 because I should pull gradually, slowly pulled the word. So therefore, what is that action agent force should be equal to Fe only. F action agent should be equal to Fe, and we know what is Fe should be equal to Q naught 2A epsilon naught. Substitute here to substitute the value of Q, then we have to get an expression. I should. Okay, let me go for substitution. If I'll write it here only. This should be equal to Q naught by 2 minus of Q is how much? Q naught by 2 X minus D X plus D bracket should come for total bracket, yeah, by 2A epsilon naught. Anybody just give me the value. Q naught by 2 whole square. Don't substitute in terms of X only, you bring it because the force is variable, no?
Sir, Q naught square D square by 2A epsilon naught
Q naught square D square
by 2A epsilon naught into X plus D whole square.
D plus X whole square. Okay, this is, I think, only this much, no? Oh, no. Dx I'll bring later on. Where I should write X plus D whole square, numerator, denominator.
Sir,
Denominator, this much. Okay, I think all of you agree with this. So I'll begin like this. Now this force, look at constant or variable force. It's a variable force, no? So what is work done? I'll go for integration now. Problem is over. Once you are able to get this, it's over. Only this getting this force is the problem. Now work done by action agent equal to F actional into dx. It will be from D to 2D. So this should be Q naught square D square 2A epsilon naught. Okay, the dx by d plus x whole square. Put d plus x equal to p, substitution type. Let d plus x equal to p, so dx equal to dp. Then solve it. Anybody answer?
Q naught square D by 12A epsilon naught.
Okay, fine. Yeah, this is one part of the problem. Okay, q naught square
D by 12A epsilon naught.
12a epsilon naught. Okay, this is a work done by exchange agent. Okay, now let's go for the heat generated. So here in this problem, there is no cell, no. So how to write down that the basic equation, UI plus work done by cell equal to UF plus heat generated. I think the same set of equation we should carry on. Okay, let's calculate the charge, final charge, how much it will be. I think that this equation, where is the equation? No? I'll go to the next part of the problem. So this was the charge, what we know, you know. We know that. Let's calculate the final charges on both the plates. This was 2D. This was D. The final charge here Q1 minus Q1, Q2 minus Q2. Okay, how to get the value of this? The X will become equal to D. Put X equal to 2D, that one. Okay, let's calculate this. Q naught by 2. 2D minus D by 2D plus D. So Q naught by 6, I'll get it. So this will be the charge on that one. So now you calculate Q1, Q2. What was earlier? What was the charge Q1 should be equal to? Q1 should be equal to Q naught by 2 plus Q, no? So I'll put a charge 2Q by 3. By chance, if you get this Q negative, what you should do? You should change the sign for the Q, that one. See, it happens. So you need not to bother much here. Suppose say, here I assumed here plus Q, no? If you get answer Q negative, then here you write Q naught minus Q, and here you write Q naught plus Q, that one. So don't bother if you get negative sign. Just change the sign of the Q. So I got Q positive only after substituting that. So this is the final charge in this one. So now let's do one thing, is asking heat generated, no? So there's a final potential change this much. Initial potential change of circuit is how much? That is UI. So what was the charge initially? Q naught by 2, Q naught by 2. I'll calculate initial potential change of circuit. First we'll do one thing, we'll calculate final potential change. This should be equal to Q1 square, and the capacitance also will change, no? This will be C naught, C1 you write it. So C1 is F naught A by D, C2 is F naught A by 2D. So Q1 square by 2C1, Q2 square by 2C2. Substituting all the values. So substituting all the values, so this should be equal to anybody. I think you should give value. Then initial energy should be equal to Q naught by 2 whole square by 2C naught.
So the value will be Q naught square D by 3A epsilon naught.
Q naught square
D by 3A epsilon naught.
Yeah. This will be Q naught square by B by
This also same thing.
same. Check it.
Yes, sir. I got same.
Initial 3 will not come. No, I think. Check it.
Initial Q naught square D by 4
Oh, sir, sorry.
4 epsilon naught. Yeah, that's
Yes,
one.
sir,
And there's a final. Final potential energy. There's the initial potential energy. Now what to do? How to get that heat generated? From where to bring heat generated? So here the equation, I'll write it. UI plus work done by exchange. The exchange agent does work, no? And because of his work done, a change in system came. UF plus heat. So if there is any even exchange agent and cell also there, and cell also does work, then bring work done by cell also. So this you don't forget this particular thing. Whenever some work done concept comes, no, there's a one basic equation. So if you refer the electrodynamics by the Irido, no, theoretical book, there he has just put very beautifully this idea, that one, just simply still like, any capacitor circuit, initial energy of the system, work done by exchange agent plus work done by the cell should be equal to final potential of system plus heat generated, finish whole. Even if cell is there, yes, you add that work done by cell on the LHS, don't do anything in RHS. Books, they have brought it here, they wrote work done by exchange agent equal to delta U plus H. Sometimes they're writing negative, positive, cocktail it has become. There's a generalized thing. Whatever the type of numerical, it's a general thing, just put that one. So we know UI, we know work done by exchange agent. We'll check this conditions now. Let's see how much heat generated. Q naught square D by work done by exchange agent, it was equal to 12 will come. Plus heat. Anybody value?
0, sir.
0. So no heat is generated. Some books, they are given wrong answer. You have to be careful. Potentials must be same. The potential of capacitor must be same. Then capacitance changes. Again, I'm asking you to just analyze everything with the help of this formula only. Here, what will happen to potential difference across capacitor? Must this value. So if you and look at this particular this capacitance here, the capacitance is fixed here. Look this and look at for this particular thing. Capacitance I'm going to change. Then because of this, potential difference across the plate will get disturbed, and the potential of this plate will become more than this, and a charge will start flowing. That's the basic mechanism. Different. So you have to trace out the things from there. Okay, this you don't forget, because rest all mathematics you can manage. There's a concept. Okay, let's come for this again. And now this capacitor I'm going to connect across a cell. An exchange agent pulls the plates apart from D to 2D, find heat generated in the process. So already is having some charge. Let's begin like this. Initially having some charge, say Q1. So what is the capacitance? Capacitance of system will be C1 is equal to F naught A by D. And now there it was, I brought two conditions. Huh? There's a third condition, isolated charged capacitor connected to another capacitor, then we pulled. Now here capacitor connected to cell, then I'll pull that apart. So the plates, so let it be like this. Now it's there in SE or Ma, the last, that one. So some is really trying to introduce the basic ideas very systematically, that one. So here the separation 2D, capacitance will change. Now tell me, like, what parameter of capacitor is fixed here? The potential, no, because directly connected across the cell, the potential drop will be fixed here. Then I'm going to vary capacitance. So what has to change now? The charge is going to change. The charge will be some other charge, we don't know how much. We'll let it be Q2. So first we'll calculate Q1. So what is Q1 from the diagram? Q1 equal to there's the initial. O will increase this separation. Action agent, he is going to apply force. So let me write somewhere like this. Huh? Just indicate somewhere that one in the diagram. Now let's come for looking at the first diagram. Q1 is equal to C1 into E F naught A D. Initial energy also will calculate. U1 is equal to C1 into E square by 2. Let me use this formula. F naught A E square by 2D. Similarly, what is the charge? Q2 equal to C2 into E F naught A by 2D. Because what is separation? C2 is equal to how much? C2 equal to F naught A by 2D. So final energy will be (2D). So that 2 into 2D will become 4D. Keep it here now. Look at energy in the capacitor got decreased, no? Tell me, like, the action agent will it do positive or negative work? It does positive work. So he'll gradually pull the plates. So he will also spend energy, no? The mechanical work done by action agent, and also here what happened, the potential in the capacitor got decreased. So definitely we have to search for the heat generated. Okay, how to get the work done by action agent? So again, it's a very best conclusion which I am putting here. Work done by action agent should be equal to mod of delta U. This is true in all cases, whether energy decreases or increases. What is that magnitude? Equal to change in potential of capacitor. There's a, you can say, golden, like a help for you straight away. You can see it's a previous problem also everywhere. Whenever action agent comes, no, this you can apply. Provided what when there should not be any other forces acting other than external force and electrostatic force. I'm making that condition clear. So this everything should be equal to how much? No, epsilon naught A E square by 4D only. And it does positive or negative work? It does positive work, no, because I'll pull the plates apart. My muscle energy will decrease, no. So here what happened? My muscle energy got decreased and energy in capacitor got decreased. So where do that energy gone? Shall we say heat generated? I think we should not be more emotional. We should try to look at the cell also. So let's see that. Look at the charge of a plate. Earlier Q1, Q2, no? So look at the Q2. Q2 is less than Q1 from the data. Q2 less than Q1. So some charge left, no? So a charge will flow like this. like this, a charge will be flowing. Now look at the charge. Charge enters positive terminal. No? So what that battery does, it will consume energy. No? The battery consumes, not supplies, it consumes, it stores, you can put it here. Okay, let's go for the value of Q. So what is the expression for Q should be equal to? Q should be equal to, I'll take help of plate, Q1, Y minus Q, charge left, no? Or no sir, I'll assume charge entered. You solve it, you'll get negative, then you have to change polarity. So the value of Q should be equal to epsilon naught, this E will not be there, epsilon naught AE by 2D. Is it okay? Directly I'm substituting the value. This much of charge will flow here. Okay, let's write the equation. Initial energy, work done by X-ray agent, work done by the cell should be equal to UF plus heat. I'm bringing both here. We earlier had individuals, no? I'm just bringing the both. Even X-ray agent and even the cell does work. Again, this is a generalized form of the equation. Yeah. Now we'll write all the steps one by one. So this will be epsilon naught E square by 2D, work done by X-ray agent. It does positive work. Work done by cell. Cell does negative work. Q into E. Final potential of circuit. This is UI. So this I'll write symbol again. Epsilon naught E square by, this is 40. Check all the values. Now look at the H. So substitute the value of Q. Substituting this will be how much we are getting? 0. So therefore, no ET is generated circuit. So now will you conclude this? Sir, year after, sir, no heat generated. No, we can't take it for granted. Every problem we are supposed to analyze. Earlier set of problems by moving switch, heat was generated, we discussed. Now here open, we are discussing some set of numericals where no heat is generated. So you can't generalize again. Okay, sir, thank you. Here afterwards, no heat will be generated whenever. No, you can't say that every numerical you are supposed to work out. So here what will happen? You can see the X-ray agent. Can you give that energy to cell? Consumes means not lost. Consumes here, consumes or stores. This word again, you have to interpret properly. So what this cell consumes or stores, it is preserved. It will preserve that energy. So now I'm more energetic, my mechanic energy. So can I give it to the cell? Yes. And the cell, what happen, will store. Whenever I want, I can take it back. No? So like that, if you see some earlier, some 1 year back, advertisement used to come, like in especially the Star movies, that one, where the equipments, the physical exercises, what you do with that, what happen, you can generate electricity to your home. The equipment is what they've designed. Little bit they're costly. Maybe in future, the cost will come down where you just morning get up and do half an hour physical exercise. So what is the physical exercise? Moving the plates apart, you can see here. And what happens, the energy will get stored in the cell. Okay, got this. This is not lost. So don't think that negative sign lost. This is something useful. So I'll add to Heat generated means it will be lost. And negative means don't think that one. It is useful energy, that one it is. So got the idea, no? So these are some very good, you can say, problems based on the work done on the energy aspect here. Okay, similarly, one application problem. Okay, read the question. A charge Q is imparted to two identical capacitors in parallel. Separation of the plates in each capacitor is initially D naught. I'll magnify the diagram. Read the question. So separation of one plate is increasing, the other plate is decreasing. So the overall circuit will take like this. This is the plate here. So the charge on this plate, let it be Q1, let it be Q2. The separation here D naught plus Vt, because they are moved, this is moved with a constant speed and this is moved with a constant speed. So the separation will be D naught minus Vt. The distance of the lower plate will decrease, that of the upper plate will increase. So capacitance, let it be C1, C2 here. So C1 is equal to, so apply KVL. So from that KVL we can write Q1 by C1 equal to Q2 by C2, or Q1 by C2. So this will be Q1 by Q2. So what is C1? C1 will be equal to F naught A D naught plus Vt. C2 is F naught A. I'll write it here. Just very simple problem. No need to bother all that conceptual thinking. So this is the expression. Q2, the capacitance of the separation decreases, no? So it is moved with a constant speed. So the separation becomes D naught minus Vt. So this will be Q1 by Q2, D naught minus Vt. Look at the charge of a plate must be conserved. The charge of these two plates. What was the earlier charge? Plus Q and plus Q. So what is the charge now? Q1 plus Q2. So charge of these two plates must be conserved. So from conservation of charge principle, conservation of charge principle. So what is the equation we can write? Q plus Q should be equal to Q1 plus Q2, or 2Q equal to Q1 plus Q2. Solve this, we'll get expression for Q1 and Q2. And what all now is asking, charge on two capacitors as a function of time. Let's So, okay, there's a one equation one. This equation two. Okay, we'll solve for Q1, Q2, then we'll see that. So first charge and current both is asking. So already we have some idea of current. What is the current? Rate of flow of charge. Rate of flow of charge constitute the current. So Q1 should be equal to Q into D plus Vt by 2 D naught. Q2 equal to D minus Vt.
2 will not come.
2 will not be there. Huh?
Yes, in denominator 2 will not.
2 will not be there. Okay, I'll take it out. 2 Q charges, you know. Q1 plus Q2 is equal to 2Q, no?
Sir, Q1 will be equal to Q into D minus Vt by D naught.
This will be plus. Huh? Yeah. There's the equations. Huh? Okay, now after this, what about the current? Current in the circuit will be. So I think the A and B are not, options are not matching. Okay, leave that one. No. What about the current? How to trace current? So where charge will increase here and the charge will decrease. What charge decreases here? Look at the Q1. The charge here decreases. No, what charge decreases, that only will flow here, no? That only will should flow here. So how to get the current now? This one, we have a time here. So I'll differentiate this equation. So shall I add up these two charges or any one? If I differentiate, I'll get the current. The basic definition of current has to be introduced here. So what is the current here? Rate of flow of charge. This is confirmed. Huh? D by dt Q1 minus Q1. So the charge at any instant of time it is. The charge at any instant of time. So that rate of change of charge only wants to be current, no? Because what is Q1? Q1 is charge at any instant of time. Total charge. You look at the equations, how we assumed it. So you should not write charge here equal to again Q minus something. The Q1 is what? Charge at time t. This is at t equals 0. This is at time t. Okay, I'll differentiate anyone. So here, shall I show the direction of current? The current will flow in this direction. Now, what should be the expression for current? Here, see, like I'm making some changes in the second plate also. I'm making some changes in the first plate also. Okay, got this. So here you can see that one. So how the charge will flow like this, and here also it is flowing here now. So look at this particular thing, that one. So what charge here decreases, that is increasing. So what should be the expression definition for current? Rate of flow of charge. So is it Q1 plus Q2 shall we write Q1 plus Q2 shall we write and differentiate it, the magnitude, or only that the particular thing? So only I you should write equal to dq1 by dt, or you write it dq2 by dt. So one will come negative. The other one will be due to decrease in the here charge decreases. That's why the current is there. Here the what amount of charge decreases, the same amount of charge should increase here because charge should be conserved. So why negative means here you can say that it is moving out of this plate. Here it's entering that one. That's what the negative sign indicates here. Or to take care that sign, I'll put minus sign here. So this will be more justified. Okay, so some questions can be asked for you of this kind. You have to be careful. Current in the circuit will be constant and it is not equal to this much. So somebody, I don't know, student, what he wrote, just equal to constant. Anybody value?
QV by D naught.
2V, why 2V?
Q, sir.
QV by D naught. This should be the answer. Let's go for next set of problems. Next, some you can see some. This is also a part of this week's syllabus. You see some many plates will be there, and the plates will be joined. First, let me start with the two plates. So these are the three plates I'm giving. Then I want the capacitance of this system. This is X and this is Y. So all the plates are identical. So let me write this separation D and let it be 2D. They need not be equally separated. All the plates are identical. So we want capacitance XY. Don't go for Gauss law. You'll be really in a big trouble. Just construct a system. So there are how many plates are there? So you give number for them. The plates, numbering of plates, you do it. So this will be 1, 2, 3. So this is X. From X to the plate 1. Between 1 and 2, there will be a capacitance, no? So you write 2. And from 2, what happened? It has to the Y. Then again, between 2 and 3 is connected to X. So you draw like this. This is 3. And 2 is connected to Y. So now biggest trouble for students are how many plates are there? 3, you're drawn 4. No, the plate 2, what will happen, will be common for both 1 and 3. It is having two surfaces. One surface will interact with 1, other surface will interact with 3. There'll be interaction between these two faces. There'll be interaction between these two faces. Like this, you redraw circuit. Then bring that separation. So between 1, 2, the separation is D. Between this is 2D. This is very important. Even in SU or yes, stress this one. So how they are parallel. So the effective capacitance will be CXY equal to C12 plus C32. This should be epsilon naught A by D. This will be epsilon naught A by 2D. So 3 epsilon naught A by 2D. If they trouble you with, here I'll apply EMFE, then what is the potential drop across 1, 2, what is the potential drop across 2, 3, directly don't look at here, come to this circuit. How this two are parallel, they must have same potential drop. So even I'll just bring some conditions in the circuit. Let me connect to a cell. What is the charge at all surfaces? So nothing but you are going to bring a cell here. Okay, fine. So the cell is what you are going to bring it here. So can't you find out charge? No, yes, it will be. So what are the charges? Charges will be here. You can write it some Q minus Q here Q. Should be same or different. Capacitance are different. Charges must be different. So what is the net charge on the plate 2? The difference you have to take out this particular thing. So what is the charge? Q should be equal to epsilon naught A by 2 into E. What about this? This should be equal to F naught A by 2D into E. Now what is the net charge of plate 2? Should be some value, and the charge on plate 1 and 3 will be different. So they may trouble you with any of these questions, not just only this. Further, they may ask you charge. Like this, some n number of plates, different configuration. Let me give one more. The separation between the plates. This is D. All plates are identical, where area of cross section RA. What is the capacitance? CXY. So you start numbering the plates 1, 2, 3 and redraw the circuit. You can also do by Gauss law. It will take exactly 40 or around 1 hour. Don't take risk of that. Use just logical analysis like this. So this is the X is equal to. So there's a terminal from X to the plate 1, 1 to 2, and 2 is connected to Y. And from 3, X is connected to plate 3, and between plate 3 and 2 there's a capacitance. Put it like this. Again 2 and 4 are common, no? So again from here you draw like this. There's a plate 4. Between plate 4 and 3 there'll be one more capacitance, and 4 and 5. So indicate now the separation. So this between 1 and 2, the separation is D. Between 3 and 2, separation is 2D. Between 3 and 4, the separation is 3D, and this is D. So how all these are? They are parallel, no? 1, 2, 3. What to do with 5, 4? It will not get added up to the system. If they ask you X and say like let this be the point Z. So XZ, if they ask you, then this 5, 4 also will come into picture. This effective will be, if they ask you between X and Z, then in that case open all they'll be in parallel, and that effective will be in series. If they ask you ZY will be only 5, 4. And I'll bring the circuit. It went up somewhere. Yeah. Okay, what to do now? The equivalent circuit, it has to be shown like this. So let's calculate Cxy. What is Cxy? Is only C12, C32, C34. I'll write down the equation, do calculation later on. Cxy should be equal to C12, C32, C34. If they ask you the Cxz, in that case, Cxy will come parallel to Czy. Czy, it will be parallel to that one. Czy by. So Czy, I'll write at least that value with that one. So F naught A by D. So three terminals are there, X, Y, Z. Anything can be asked here. Okay, this is about when the plates are, 2-3 plates will come. No? So how to, and he may ask you to get the charge also. Then you can take help of this condition. Anybody? Okay, just if you want, you can see it here. Completed. Okay, let's take the next sum. Yeah, this is very simple. Okay, try to read the question now. Two large conducting plates, identical in size, are placed parallel to each other separately. Each plate has area A. One of the plate is cut into two equal parts, and then a battery of EMF is connected. What about the induced charges? Straight away, I'll go to the question. The battery will induce a charge here plus Q. And this plate is what common? No? So plate 1, plate 2, plate 3. Net charge of plate 2 should be conserved, no, here. So how the charge induction will occur here? So here negative charge will come, and here positive charge, here negative charge. I'm showing it in diagram only. I'll increase the size. I'll magnify it and I'll show the thing, that one. Very small problem, that charge distribution also you are supposed to work out and check how the capacitor appears here. Yeah, diagram is visible. So let's focus on the charge. The charge Q will flow here. This will go and deposit here, plus Q. It will induce charge on left part minus Q. This will be plus Q. Why I should do like this? Because what is the charge should be conserved. No, what was the earlier charge of the plates? Charge of all plates was 0. So this was plate 3, 1, plate 2, plate 3. And it will induce charge. And from here the charge will enter. Conservation of charge principle. So look at the field, the direction of field here will be like this. The direction of field here will be in this direction. Okay, how the capacitors, they are in series, no, they are not parallel. It may appear parallel. If I break up, again the same problem, if I break up like this, I'll just show the diagram. Here is what gap is there, no? That's why they are, that series parallel condition has come. Okay, this is one capacitor, this other capacitor. If I bring them, if I don't give this gap, or if I break up here, same problem, let me continue. If I give, I think if I give gap, not possible. What about here? Because the other plate is isolated, no? Nowhere anything we can say anything about no flow of charge, anything will occur here. There'll be charge induction will occur at this particular point. Now instead of this, I'll fill up the gap in both the plates. Now what conditions will arise?
Sir,
Yeah.
the negative charge on plate 3 will have some influence on plate 2. So how can we tell that the left side charge will be minus q and right side charge will be plus q on plate 2?
I think you should. I highlighted something. Look it. Okay.
Large plate is okay, sir, but 1 and 1
Finish.
and 3 are kept close.
Okay.
The fields will interact.
So you go and do research then. Nothing there. Large plate in the sense, this will not have any interaction on this. So no interaction between this minus q. You want to say this one, no? Any impact on this one? There's overall the basic mechanism that occurs here. The distribution of charge should be like this on the plate 2 and the plate 3. I think here there's nothing to do that one here. We don't get any work done by the cell. So here the capacitors are in series, no? So what is the equivalent circuit? So this I'll take it out, which is of no use. So they are in series. So here the capacitor you can write like this. This is V, C1, C2. Okay, small numerical. Really, this you don't bother that one. Parallel at separation D, each plate has area A. Even so, like this charge will not have, because of large plate, no, you need to bother because the field will be normal to the plate, no, because the field were directed like this. What you're thinking, if the field were like this, then there would have been any interaction. But how the field will be normal to the plates, no. Okay, then work out this one. C1 is equal to, it should be equal to A by 2. Area of cross section. Just make changes here. I'll take the next one. This is calculate the charge supplied by the cell to the network of capacitors. We'll take one problem of the equipotential one. Look at the capacitance, the way they are connected. I will, instead of this, no, instead of fighting with this diagram, I will try to, I will redraw the circuit diagram. Where it is, I think we are here, no? I will redraw the diagram. So they're the same terminals, E, H. Four microfarad. I'll draw the. Same like earlier what we did, Reshano, the similar idea, we can apply it here also. I'll bring the capacitance. Yeah. So the cell is connected. So we'll give the naming of terminals. This will be, okay, I'm redrawing it. This is A, D. This is E. Nothing changed, only I'm making it 3-dimensional. Now if I make it 3-dimensional, it'll become easy for me. That's why I'm just preferring this one. Okay, let's introduce the capacitance. So between E and H, you can use any method. I felt like, okay, through this one approach, sometimes 3-dimensional, if you make it plane diagram will be easier. Sometimes the plane diagram, you make it 3-dimensional, be easier. Since you are aware of this shape of circuit like this, no, so that'll be easy for you. Okay, between E and A, all 2 microfarad, I'll give the red color. 2 farad, I'll write it, that micro. Between AB, then FB, 2 farad, BC, 2 farad, CG, 2 farad, DC, 2 farad, HG, 2 farad, EF, where is the EF is? This also 2 farad. And let's come for EH. EH is 4 microfarad. Or 4 farad, you keep it. HD, again, this is also 2 farad. AD, where is AD? 1 farad. I think little bit easy for you now, at least FG is 1 farad. All the things we brought it. 4 farad, only 1 capacitor there. Yeah. So he's asking now between E and H only. So let's go for distribution of charge. Let's get into distribution of charge. So here the charge will enter at E. The charge will enter at E. What charge entered here at E, that much of charge, what mean? Should leave at H. That's what, no, because I connected a battery here. So here it will be like some charge. So we'll calculate equicapacitance path. So we have to identify, is there any such path? And the charge flown through EA and EH should be different here. So we are at E open, it will branch out into three circuits. So can we put same charge in this 2 farad and this 2 farad? So how do you can say that one? I'll do one thing. I'll go for 2 farad, 2 farad. Look at the junction A and F. Again, A connected to 1 farad to the point D, through 2 farad to the negative terminal of cell. Again you see that one. Here, 1 farad to the cell. Again look at this particular. It is connected to 2 farad like this. So here also you can see that one. And look at this. Here the junction A will branch out into 1 farad and 2 farad, and to the B. So look at this particular thing. It will 1 farad, 2 farad, and again it will be connected. This one. So how to divide the charge? And from that charge division, we have to identify, is there any equipotential points? If equipotential points, we can redraw the circuit. Then we can work out the problem. So the charge division, so we'll take the charge division like this. So let this be, okay, Q I'll assume, Q minus Q. So here also Q minus Q. Here some charge will flow. So I'm lot Q dash, this one. This charge Q, will it divide equally here? No, 2 farad and 1 farad is there. So let me write it as Q1 minus Q1, Q2 minus Q2. I'm writing in small fonts. You can magnify in your mobile. It'll be like this. So similarly, this will branch out Q1 minus Q1, Q2 minus Q2. This Q1 will combine. Here I'll get 2Q1. So 2Q1 will come here. So okay, what to do? What to do with this Q2 now? And 2Q1 will come. So here is it equirescence path? As it is. So this Q1 now send like this, and here you send Q1. Q1 plus Q2 will combine. Here Q1 plus Q2 will combine. So this is 2 farad. You see the charge distribution. The negative plate charge I'm not showing, space not there. So from this VEA should be equal to VE. You write the, say not by looking at, you should distribute charge, then we have to bring the idea that one. So here I'll write the loop equation, VE minus Q by 2 minus VA equal to 0. So VEA is equal to Q by 2. Similarly, VE minus Q by 2 minus VF equal 0. So VEF is equal to Q by 2. So therefore, A and F are at same potential with respect to E. VA equal to VF with respect to E. Similarly, look at the VD and VG. So one more loop equation. Similarly, one more loop equation. VD minus Q1 plus Q2 by 2 minus VH equals 0. And other side, VG minus Q2 by 2 minus VH equal to 0. So therefore, what you can write? VD equal to VG with respect to H. So what we have got it now, A and F are at same potential, D and G are same potential. There are no capacitance directly connected. So you can then make them as common point and you have to redraw the circuit. You get the required answer. So the capacitance, I'll give the values. This will be your answer. Cross check it. So this should be equal to 26 by 5 farad. I didn't consider micro, no? So if you bring that micro, it will be like this. So micro word, I didn't bring it here. All the capacitance are 2 farad only I made it. So micro, if you want, you can take it out. Then you can easily calculate the charge. Charge flown through the battery will be CEH into V. And the answer will come around 208 coulombs. You have to read all circuit. You have to read all circuit. A simple series parallel it will come, of course, here. So you can choose the points like a comma f, this is b, c, then d comma g, then here e will come here, then here it should be the h, and we have connected one battery across the e and h. So redo, looking at these points, connect all them, it'll be much easier, you can see with this. Okay, let's take the other one. Yeah, this is like one of the plate is tilted. Different, again in parallel plate, the conditions he has brought it. One of the plate is tilted. You have to calculate the capacitance of the capacitor. Let me take this one. So there's a separation between the plates is there. I'll assume a strip. Let me assume a strip, that one. So let's find out the first capacitance of that. Then I'll go for the total capacitance. So this will be the triangle we'll encounter. Theta, call this distance x. That will be, oh, sorry, this is, here it will come, this is x, this is dx. So this will be, dx will be very small, theta will be very small again. So small, the tilt angle, theta is small. So what can be this distance? Can we write it as x theta? Tan theta equal to y by x. Theta very small, you write x theta. Then first we'll define the capacitance of this. So what is the capacitance of this system will be? DC is equal to epsilon naught. What can be side length A is telling, and the separation between the centers is D. So this should be equal to A into dx, shall I write? Area of cross section of this strip. So the strip will be of like this, no? This is a square plate of side length A. We assumed it a strip like this. And there's a distance dx. Then what is the area of that strip will be? A into dx it will come, divided by O divided by epsilon naught, area, this will be separation between the plates. That should be equal to d plus x theta. This is what I defined x equal to 0. So what is the limit here will be? A by 2. This limit will be x equal to minus a by 2. So now we'll integrate this. C is equal to f naught a now what should be the limit for x? Minus a by 2 to plus a by 2. Angle of tilt is very small. The electrostatic field will not be uniform. How the field, the field lines, I'll show it. The field lines should be like this. And field need not be this is identical. So again, so the lines of force. So we need not to bother about, because the capacitance depends on what? Charge or the physical parameters. The physical parameters. So we need not to bother about anything charge distribution, all other things. If you do by that method, it will be really troublesome because the field will not be uniform, will be crowded. The field will not be uniform, not possible, that one. So since the capacitance depends only on physical parameter, so it's need not to bother about charge distribution. Okay, this you have to integrate, then substitute the limit, no? So then then use the formula for log expansion of log 1. So the final answer will be C equal to, I'll write the final answer. F naught E square D by 1 plus A theta square by 12 D square. Then take expansion of log, because logarithm will come. Then expanding by the log expansion you apply it, you can end up with this particular formula. Now this is about the parallel plate capacitor, but actually if you see the practical parallel plate, the field, in fact, what we assume is an ideal situation, but practically how the field will be, we know charge, there are the edges, no, sharp edges will be there. Here the charge will be get crowded. This is what happens here, and it will be like this. Somewhere in the middle it will be uniform and at edges will be crowded. So the lines of force, they will spill out, the spill out of the capacitor. This is called like a fringing effect. Why this is? Because the edges, no sharp edges, the charge will be crowded. Somewhere in between plates, somewhere in the middle of the plates, no, it will be uniform. In the middle of the plates, it will be uniform, that one. So this is what actually the practical capacitor will be like this. This is called like a edge effects. Based on this only is what the next week's syllabus will be there. What all we discuss next week's syllabus, no, based on, because of this, the field spilling out of the plates of capacitor, we are having this particular condition. What all we discussed is we just focused on the middle of the plate. Then one more thing, sir, you said this is something for large plates. No, look at the capacitor. It will be very small. Like if you look at the in fans, no, it will not be large, that one. Still, in between plates, what happen, we can treat like the field that are due to large plates here. So what is the expression for field here? So what I should write? E equal to sigma by epsilon naught. It is similar to that of the large plates. So come out of here the concept of large plate here. So what is the dimensions of the plate? Will be finite. Will be finite here. Then the field at the middle of the plate, it will be uniform, which is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. And at the edges, it will be non-uniform. Now, there's one thing, so possibility of asking that one, because what all next week I'll start from this diagram only. There's a practical capacitor. Okay, this is very easy. Okay, let me take out this one. This is some time not there. Yeah, this will be useful for you. There are two identical long metal wires are there. Two long metal wires having radius A are held parallel to each other at separation D. calculate the capacitance of the system per unit length. Even two wires also will have capacitance. So what is the basic method we have to apply? So there's a wire. It will have radius C. There's another wire. So let's give a charge to it, plus Q charge. And minus Q charge to it. Where do the charge will be formed on the surface? No, so therefore I'll directly write lambda. It's similar to like a long wire, non-conducting charged long wire. So where the charge will spread only on the surface here. So now let's get expression for this is the separation between the plates. Let it be equal to D. Is asking capacitance of system. What is the electric field due to long wire? So the electric field somewhere in between should be equal to, at a distance x, let me take it. So what is the expression for electric field? Lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught x. But the field is due to both, no? So shall I say resultant field? So lambda by pi.
D minus x will come now.
This is here on this side. The total field you have to add up. The total field is equal to this much. E is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught you take outside. So 1 by x plus d minus x. So this should be d minus x plus x by x into, okay, this will get expression lambda d by how to there's about the expression for the electric field, and in fact the d will be, the separation will be very much greater. So can't we know how to bring the capacitance? The only thing is, let's assume I connected a cell. The cell, what happen, will push a charge, will induce a charge minus like this. Then we'll calculate the potential difference. So what is the total charge supplied? V equal to Q by C. Like earlier we did for spherical capacitors. Can you remember? The similar idea is what you have to introduce for even this particular thing. So let's connect a cell across it. When I connect a cell across it, I'll give one small diagram. So when I connect a cell across it, let it be E. So this will be plus Q charge will induce. Plus Q charge will flow, it will induce. Then it will induce, so like a minus Q charge, and will enter here. So these are the, I think the D very much greater than it. So what we can neglect the electrostatic induction that occurs between them. So now shall we do one thing? So somehow if you can calculate the charge and we know the applied EMF, so can we calculate the the capacitance? Because what is the capacitance formula? C equal to Q by E. So shall we use that basic method? Or we know E, can we calculate the potential difference? So I'll do one thing, I'll go for dV equal to integral of E into dx. It's this one. So I'll call this is 1, this 2, v1, v2. So the limit should be the value of x I should measure from a to d plus c, or a to d minus a. Will agree this? Because where all the field is present from this surface to this particular thing. No? So it should be like substitute the value of e. Now this will become v1 minus v2 integral of lambda d by 2 pi epsilon naught x d minus x Okay, now integrate and substitute the limit. You will get the potential difference. So here, but we have lambda, no? What to do here? Lambda you can write as charge per unit length. So this will become V1, okay, lambda d. So here, what you can write it as, V12 is equal to lambda, you can write it as Q by L per unit length, no? And this will be as usual limit. Now, what is the capacitance? Should be equal to Q by V12. Solve it, you'll get the required answer.
Sir, it must be d minus 2n, oh sir. Limits.
No, A2, I'll measure from here, no? The D is what? Separation from the center of one sphere to other sphere. From the center of one Y to other Y. So the field should be between here only. The X is what? I'll measure from here, no? Okay, no? The limits. Just
Yes,
just solve this. Then substitute here. So here again the same method. Capacitance equal to Q by V12. What all you get V12 will be in terms of Q. Then C by L you have to calculate. Okay, fine. I'll stop the class. Anybody having doubt, you can clarify.